Hello.
Mm.
Hey,
Yeah. Hey, we need to
could you
go.
hear my little music
I can. We need to go and get on the track. Hey, we need to get onto the track with that beat.
with the elevator music beat?
Yeah.
Girl, they might block us. This might be Podbean beats.
Oh, I'm fooling with it. The
I'm
elevator
like,
music. Give it a
I've been
different
trying to give
vibe.
us about a minute just for calming purpose.
Yeah. Hey, it
My
works.
fingers
It works.
like they've been wrangled
Mm.
from braiding hair.
I might have a little from
Braiding
what?
hair. I mean, man, I done done so much shit today. I don't even know where all this energy came from.
Ooh, you had to
I
work
ain't
today?
go. I'm not driving in the snow.
It snowed in
It
Jackson
snowed
too.
when I woke up this morning. I couldn't see the street. And I know at the end up there when you come up in my neighborhood, it's a hill. I ain't got time.
Yeah. Okay. Your phone be
I'm
popping.
cracking again today.
Yeah.
I might have to give me a headset. We might have to ride with it today, and then I'm gonna try to find me a headset. I don't know what's wrong with my speaker because it wasn't doing it at first.
Probably just Apple phones be
No, I'm on
raggedy.
my computer.
Oh, you on your computer? That's probably what it is.
Yeah,
Then Girl, I couldn't even figure out how to work it from my computer.
what
I,
it's easier and it give you more options.
yeah, give you more options, but girl, my junk so old. You know, I got a 2011
I
model
believe you get
Dell.
a new one so you can stop saying it.
Girl, my Dell be doing everything I needed to
I
do.
feel you stupid.
I got it refurbished
Hey, ain't nothing
for
wrong with that.
$125.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hold on, let me get my thing.
Yeah.
Oh, as the kids say.
Do what?
I said, I ain't even gonna hold you. That's what the kids say. Alright, I'm gonna do my little card. We ain't been doing our stuff. I don't know where Corey probably sleep. He work third shift. I don't know.
Yeah, he been quiet. He probably just working on getting stuff
Yeah,
together.
that's what I'm thinking too. He'll be okay. He'll join us when he get ready. Oh, let me see. You got your word.
Yeah, the topic that we gonna talk
Oh,
about.
okay, well shit. Let me do my little card, then we can go. Okay, because I sure had wrote it down too. That's okay. Oh, there you go.
I
Girl.
might have a little person in the
That's okay.
background,
Hey,
so
little person.
bear with me.
So this card just fell out. And I pulled it from
What
my
part?
empath uh empowerment deck by Judith Orlow.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, why it pulled up
Mm-hmm.
find your purpose. When you feel like you don't fit into this world, remember that you are here to help create a better one. Your tender heart is a treasure.
Okay, I needed
I
that.
did too, but it just falling. Everything just been falling in line. So I don't even know how to explain
Yeah.
that shit. But I feel like when you do know what your purpose is, then shit just be more aligned to me.
Right.
Cause that's like I was thinking about my new adventures that I'm on employment
Mm-hmm.
wise, and I'd be like, dang, I wish I could go back to where I can have where I don't have to work off PTO and I can just take off. But then
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? Let me just enjoy what I'm doing now and get what I'm going to get from it. And just,
Mm-hmm. And be in the moment
yes,
present,
being
because we're
like I
always
told somebody the
reaching.
other day, like I be telling people shit, but I be needing to hear myself. Like you can't change the
Mm-hmm.
past, you can't control the future, but there's always a gift in the present. I was like, that
Right.
makes sense.
That's cute. It's always a gift
It's
in the
always a
present.
gift in the present, for real. It is the if you
It
slow
is.
down and enjoy it.
Right. We just a lot of people don't get to enjoy it because we worried about
Everything but the
the
right
future.
thing.
Right. What we got to do, we got to set goals. We got to be here, and I think it's more about what it looks like,
Mm-hmm.
more so than
Than
anything.
what's really happening. Because to me, I think that's what most people care about anyway. As long as things look good, then
Mm,
what's really happening don't really matter. I ain't like it though. Like
right.
I'd rather just be who I am. What you see is what the fuck you gonna get.
Yeah.
Cause I got
Yeah.
enough like inside of me to where I don't really gotta like try to be fake. Cause shit, good luck. For real. Welcome back to Gemini.
uh,
So, but yeah, we'll do the little prayer thing. Do my little prayer at the end, and but you can go
okay.
ahead with your word. We can go ahead and start.
Okay. So neurodivergence. So this is the
Oh,
AI
we
overview
didn't
from
say
Google.
what the thing gonna be.
Oh, well, the topic is neurodivergence. So I'm gonna give y'all the definition for neurodivergent.
Okay.
So it refers to an individual's brain, to individuals whose brains process information, learn, and behave differently from what is typically considered normal. This term encompasses a range of conditions, including autism spectrum disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, dyslexia, dyspraxia, Tourette syndrome, and obsessive compulsive disorder. It is not a medical diagnosis, but rather a descriptive term that highlights the unique ways in which these individuals experience the world.
Right.
Hmm.
And I even when I was looking it up, I added even more uh into it where we talked about the neurodivergence that's caused by trauma, and it's
Yeah.
sensory processing differences, executive functioning differences, social communication, insecure attachment, hypervigilance, and this emotional regulation, where you try to regulate your
Hmm.
emotions. So,
Okay. And that comes from traumatic
yup. And
situations.
then like on some of the other ones that was lit, like I found the same ones that you found, but they added on their anxiety. And then some of the other neurodivergence are either chromosomal things that's related with your chromosomes, like if you get too many and you don't have enough, so where it changes how your brain function, or
So what
genetic.
people used to call mentally retarded and stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
because
I'm
if
confused.
you are technically, it's called, they changed it from mentally retarded to um
They're being politically correct.
intellectually something. I can't remember.
Challenge.
Something with a D. It's ID something. Intellectually something. I can't remember. But yeah, because there's still a form of neurodivergence because your brain processes things different than a neurotypical person. But it's
Hmm.
still either it's genetic or has something to do with your chromosome.
So they just making it fancy terminology.
Um, probably so. You know how they do in medical terminology. So, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's different types, and I think like the chromosome and the genetic kind is, I think, there's more understanding on it versus the ones that's caused by trauma, because the trauma ones are gonna be so different or varying in the like how it's presented. So like because what triggers this person might not trigger the other person. So
Right.
the presentation of the neurodivergence is gonna be different because the triggers are different.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they do got a thing called a neurodivergence trauma cycle. So where it's like you have the negative experience, then masking, self-blame, hypervigilance, and then intensifying stress. And it just cycles until you figure out how to do something different to cope with whatever it is that's your trauma. I mean your trigger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I hear this, I think about them movies, the Convergent, Divergent, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. When I hear neurodivergent, it's just a term I've heard, but I ain't never just really looked into it
Yeah.
extensively because a lot of times it just they be coming
With
up with
titles
stuff
and shit.
with titles
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and then they just be lumping everything together. Because I think we live in a world where everybody got something wrong with them, and so now we're at a point where everybody wants to put it in a box and label it so they
Yeah.
can feel more comfortable about what they have instead of just being like,
I
"Hey,
think a lot of
this is
times
the fuck
people
I
like
am."
to use it as a crutch. So because I'm this
Yeah,
way,
use it as a toy.
I can't do this. But in reality, I feel like if you tell yourself that this is what I'm gonna do, then even if it takes you a little bit longer, then you'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
But I just think, I'm not speaking. When I speak on it, I'm not talking about the people that's got. Well, technically they can too, but I know it's gonna be a difference with them because if it's genetic or it's chromosome, then that's something
Yeah.
that's just how you were made and not something that
Yeah, that's how
happened
you were
to you.
born.
'Cause I think
Yeah. So like I said, it just sounds like a term that's just made up to encompass everything so everybody can feel like they got something.
I mean, if you break the word down, neuro has to do with your brain, and divergence just means difference.
Because in reality, everybody think different, don't
Everybody
they?
thinks
Yeah.
different, yes. So how I might approach a
So technically,
situation.
we all have a form of
Yeah,
neurodivergency.
that's what I was like. What I was getting to.
We all have I like to call them idiosyncrasies. We all have our little
Yeah,
quirks that make us who we are as individuals.
I agree.
So we all have our quirks. I be feeling some type of way about all these labels now.
I just think the neurodivergence. Uh, my train of thought went away. I don't know, but I just think that when you do more like research on it, like where I work at now, I can kind of see how
Yeah.
the labels do help with
Yeah.
working
Oh yeah. I
on
mean, of course it
your
hurt. It helps
traumas
in
and
clinical
shit. But like I do, but I also
clinical.
can see how if somebody been telling you since you was 4 that you have ADHD, how you can use it as a handicap, how that can actually
Okay, babe.
handicap you. Because now I think that because I have this, or everybody's been telling me this, that I'm unable to do certain things. When in reality, as you grow and you age, you mature, and a lot of times you calm down. Like your brain might not develop functionally how it's supposed to, but you still gonna change. You still gonna mature. That's like I used to do the puberty program when I was in high school, and I ran into one of the girls that was in that class, and she still was the same, but she was calmer. So, and I know that just came from age. So,
Yeah.
even if she was what you would call mentally retarded, even though they're not,
Yeah.
technically you're not supposed to say that, but that was what her diagnosis was because I remember asking.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Taste it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they say it's different responses to that trauma cycle that I talked about, where you have the flight, fawn, freeze, or
Mhm.
fight. So it just depends on what level of stress you are at, on how your body's gonna react. But you can see that in everyday life. When certain things happen,
Mhm.
you might decide to shit. I'm finna get up out of here. I ain't about to deal with this. That could be, your flight. I'm finna go. Or your
Yeah.
fight is I'm finna come up out of here kicking and screaming. No matter what happened, this is what I'm finna do. So just different things. I broke down some other stuff that I like to um, consider something that could be neurodivergent. neurodivergent, but it's just regular everyday life, but it still can change how you think about
Yeah.
things. And I just put
Yeah.
the Cinderella effect on women, where all your life you've been told you're gonna have a Prince Charming, and then the Prince Charming don't ever show up.
Hmm.
So now you gotta process how I'm gonna live life, even though Disney Channel lied to me.
They're not called
It
delusion.
is called delusion, but if that's how you've been taught, though, I mean, you gotta think about it. If you've been watching it all your life, then and it's not like
That's called having certain
it
expectations.
is, but it still can affect you if it
And many
doesn't
times
occur.
I listened to somebody earlier and they said many times our thoughts are our realities, even when we're seeing something else. When you think something for so long, you believe
That's what
it.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm talking about. Even with the when I just said when they tell you that you have ADHD. So now that I think this, I believe it. So now I am limiting my capabilities. Same thing with the Cinderella
Hmm.
effect. Like, oh, somebody's coming to save me. Even though you said and you watching, like, damn, I'm 52 years old. Like, I don't think nobody coming. But if you've been told
Hmm.
this all your life, or if you carry yourself a certain way, then you attract these type of men, whatever. Lack of self-knowledge, like if you don't realize that this is not going to happen, then when you do, your brain is going to have to process that, and it will change it. Like, it'll change it because your expectations are not being met.
Hmm.
Domestic violence,
Hmm.
being just being like raised in the hood or so-called whatever. Like that video you
Environmental factors.
huh
Environmental
yeah.
factors.
um Suicide attempts,
Hmm.
PTSD, whether it's from being in the art or services or just childhood trauma or whatever, and drugs and alcohol change your mind.
Yeah.
So I think
And cause you to be neurodivergent
what?
in those certain situations.
Yeah, because when you go through things like that, then it changes the way your brain processes things. And if you don't,
Hmm.
what I'm saying, go back and look at it, then you will stay in that setting. You will stay like thinking that this is how things are gonna go. It could be a negative aspect. Like, say for instance, if you grew up in a situation where a lot of fighting and those type of things was occurring in your household, so you're gonna think that that's normal.
Hmm.
Excuse me, even though it's not.
Yeah.
I just think that once you learn the difference between what's like, what's the word? I almost said functional, but I don't think that's the right word. Um, I don't know what the word is. Once you learn how different things affect you, then you will
Hmm.
know, okay, well, let me go. I need to go back and correct these things so that you can I think if your brain can change from trauma, then you can change it. Maybe not necessarily back, but correct it without, like,
Hmm.
like they give meds and shit now. I'm not saying don't take meds, but I feel like sometimes when you have like really bad anxiety or certain things like that, um, just putting yourself on meds and then never like doing anything to work on like weaning yourself off of it, or it's like, are you working on what's wrong, or are you just putting like a band-aid on
Right. And it seems that that's all that medical people do. Even some of these
it?
therapists.
Yeah,
I was listening to somebody and they were saying that really a therapist should not be your solution. Because you are who you are.
right,
A therapist should be somebody who gives you a helps you with your plan of action, your
right.
course that you're going to take instead of fixing who you are. Because at the end of the day, you are who
You
you
are
are,
who you
and your traumas and your life experiences mold you into the person that you are supposed to be.
I agree.
It's just sometimes it's hard to come back from that. A lot of people don't have the resiliency needed to come back from certain
That's called
situations, you know.
psychosis.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times psychosis occurs, especially when you have followed a certain programming your whole
Yep.
life, you know,
And
especially, and I'm not just
country.
saying like if you go to church, or if you've been in a religion, or you've been a part of something, you're always seeking comfort, and you always think that comfort is what things are supposed to be, and sometimes life is not
It's
comfortable.
supposed
Life
to
is
be
not always
uncomfortable.
comfortable.
If you're growing, things are gonna be uncomfortable.
Right. So I just have a little apprehension about a lot of the stuff that's going on with mental health, and in the route that it's going. It's like a lot of it is
It
induced,
is. And I feel
you
like
know, purposely.
I don't think that you should be in therapy for 10 years.
You should
I don't
what?
think that you should have to be in therapy for 10 years, not on the same thing.
No,
Like, but some people
no,
really
because
be in therapy for the same thing for years. What are you doing?
the therapist collecting a check. That's what they
That's what
doing.
I'm saying. But
Because at some
as a
point
person, you
you
have to
have to have a,
say, okay, well, damn, I'm still doing the same shit.
or you have to have a level of self awareness. And people are always looking for comfort. And like I said, when you grown up and you used to a certain programming, being with a counselor or going to somebody talking about the same thing over and over again is a level of
And it's
comfort
trauma. I
for
think
you.
that's like you're bonding with that person to a certain extent
Hmm.
on a trauma, or either they're allowing you to just stay there. As a therapist, I don't feel like you should just allow that person to stay there, not for years,
Yeah.
or continue to talk
And
about
it
the
takes
same
certain
thing.
self awareness.
Yeah, a lot of
It
people
takes
don't
certain
have
self
that
awareness.
though. They don't even realize that this is what they're doing. Like, how you ever talk to somebody and then you talk to them 3, 4 years later and they still be talking about the same shit?
Yeah.
I be like,
And sometimes it's just ingrained, and it's like I said, people's level, they never move past
no.
it, and so they have to deal with it.
And some people don't
The way,
can't move past it because they don't want to acknowledge what really happened. Like, if you
yeah,
can't be
so they
honest with
acknowledge it, and
yourself,
sometimes it's hard.
huh?
Yeah, it's hard to move
It is.
past it.
You ain't gonna move past it if you can't be honest about like what really occurred. Like that video you sent earlier with that dude talking, you could tell he was really uncomfortable having that conversation, but it was what he needed to do.
Yeah.
I watched a interview with another guy talking about the same things happening. Like that could be a form of neurodivergence, being raped as a dude. Like that changes your
Hmm.
mind.
Yeah.
So that's the topics that I was referring to when I mentioned this title.
When you meant no,
Yeah,
okay,
like the
because when
trauma
you said the title,
spectrum.
I was like neurodivergency.
No, that's why when I
I
went back in, I said the neurodivergence, the trauma side.
trauma based neuro. Okay, that makes sense because I was like, neurodivergency can be a whole lot.
But no,
I'm a OCD a little bit,
see that's what I'm
but I
saying,
don't
y'all.
consider myself neurodivergent. I just consider myself, hell, that's a quirk of mine.
No, I mean I get what you're saying as far as, but I wanted to go further into detail about the trauma. That's why I put on the thing trauma causes neurodivergence. I didn't want to just talk about just people having, just regular.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to talk like what is caused. I mean, like the different things. That's why
Mhm.
I named the different things like domestic violence and how you was raised. Like all of that shit changes your mind. You get
Yeah.
clocked upside your head 1 or 2 times real hard, you're gonna be like, well, damn,
So if we're talking about traumas, doesn't good things can change too,
and
change your
that's what I
mind.
was.
So
Yeah, that was gonna be my next thing to talk about is maybe like
So
coping.
technically, life is just a whole neurodivergent experience.
Exactly. And that's what I was trying to get to. Like my last
Right.
thing that I wrote down, it was like one of the best feelings in the world is to be in a good place mentally and capable of putting your family or your kids in a safe environment, because you can, like, certain things and situations can put you in a place that where you're not in a good place mentally.
Yeah.
And I think that's a form of neurodivergence, because your brain is not functioning how it should. It's like people that be out on the streets and you see them and they talking to themselves and shit. Like, you never know what has happened to that person to make them be the way that they are. But that's a form of neurodivergence, because your brain is not functioning as a typical person's brain would.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I just think that, yeah, I wasn't trying to be on no basic.
Oh
I
no.
don't never be
Oh
basic. I
no.
be
I
trying to
get
go
it.
deep into. I want to know how
I know
motherfuckers
you
brain.
stay wanting to go deep.
Why y'all be want to be shallow? I don't like that shallow shit.
No, it's okay to be deep, but it is sometimes okay to be shallow. But I get it. I guess I be, sometimes I don't know. Life is not always a traumatic thing.
I was making it traumatic
Always.
every single time. Like, I'm always gonna talk about the fucked up end, but then I'm gonna talk about what makes it good, or how you
Yeah.
can. Like, I'm always gonna. For me, I always look at those two different perspectives.
Yeah, you look at the
Yeah,
duality. I look at both of them too, but I guess I deal with my mind in a different manner. Like you like to talk about it and express it. You're more communicative, and sometimes like when I have traumatic, I'll talk about it, but I have to deal with it in personal, my personal way. You know,
yeah, I
I'm
get
not.
it.
I'm communicative about it, but I just
Like,
I don't
I
know.
wasn't
I guess I'm
saying
get to.
let's talk about our personal
No, I
things.
know.
I'm saying we just having a conversation about just neurodivergence and the trauma cycle, and how life can, like, just simple shit like having kids changes your brain.
Yeah. So life is just neurodivergency.
Yeah.
Period.
But it's just the title. I think the title is what kind of threw you off. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I just use neurodivergence because that's what the common thing is, what is how people are using labels and shit. So I'm trying to draw in, you know, uh listeners or whatever. So if I gonna use what's being used now, but we still talking on speaking on
Hmm.
the things that we always talk and speak on, how to, heal and to change and to grow.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So yes, Fat
Uh,
Porcupine Podcast. I know I sound choppy, but we've already talked about that at the beginning. Something going on with my laptop, so we're just gonna wing it to today until I can get me a headset. But thank you, I appreciate it, and it is a matrix. I appreciate you,
the Matrix be matrixing.
man, in real life, for real.
So on neurodivergency, on regular neurodivergency, I I'm low key. I don't think I got no ADD or none of that stuff. I think I'm darn. I be having OCD. And I think OCD is your expectations on things to look a certain way or be perfect.
That's exactly what it is.
OCD is you want something to look and feel a certain way, and when it doesn't, you have a problem with it. That's a form of
It
control.
is, and it's also having expectations.
That's
Having
what,
expectations.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is. Yeah, I know. For me, OCD is like, ugh, I hate how this look. I'm getting out of it though. I'm really. learning how to just be okay.
I have gotten to the
That it's
point to
okay to
where
be
I
dirty
don't give a
sometimes.
damn. I do not care. I had a conversation with my mama yesterday. She told me that one of her coworkers asked her which out of her, she was talking about her kids or something, which one of her out of her kids, which one of her kids is gonna go there the fastest. And she was like, Cammy gonna always do what Cammy wanna do and stand up for herself. I was like, well, I'm glad you know. So yeah, but I just yeah. I know for me, I have it depends on where I am in my cycle. Is
Yeah.
how my like ADHD or whatever is gonna flow. Just depends on the week.
Yeah.
Like I know the week before I like nigga, I'm saying I'm finna cry, but I think it's just I think that's normal. So I don't know if it's like that's just what happens with a cycle. But I do know that
Yeah.
sometimes I can't. I do got a little ADHD, big time. Good. I can tell you. Okay, so I got out work yesterday. I'm gonna tell you how shit I did. All right, I came home. I cooked me. I started to chopped up the vegetables and shit, made a roast. Put that in the crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got up this morning and I peeled potatoes, made a broccoli casserole, organized my financial life. Then I
Mm-hmm.
organized my kitchen, cleaned out my refrigerator, cleaned out my floors. Now I'm doing box breeds. So,
Okay.
but last week I could not have done any of that. So
So it just depends on where you are
it
in your
depends on
cycle.
where I am in my cycle. It absolutely like I really, hey, I just can't. I can't.
That's
For
real.
real. But I think once you realize that how you process and function things based on where you are in your cycle, it makes a difference. That and to me, this
Yeah.
understanding first of all is knowledge of yourself, but you still have to realize that where you are in your cycle changes how your brain functions.
Right.
So
Depending on the hormones that's
yes,
coming in and out. That makes sense.
it makes a big difference. So
It does. So technically, having a period
in the
is being
form, hell
neurodivergent.
yeah, cause she, hey, you catch me on the right day about 2 days before I come on, man. You dog, not cool. Hey, what's wrong with you? I don't even know. I just be want to go and growl at people and shit.
Everything is a form of
It
neurodivergency.
can be. I mean, if you want to say it like that, because it changes your how you feel and how you think and how you process things.
Hmm.
So, but I think like to cope with some of the stuff, there's different things. Like I wrote that down.
Hmm.
Facts Porcupine said he learned it the hard way on vacation. She went crazy. He had to hide all the knives. Yeah.
Ah,
You might get stabbed
yeah.
on some PMS shit. Especially
You might. So it's best that you learn your ladies.
right, please. Like men need to learn like you need to know that and pay attention. Shit.
Hmm. Or does your old lady know her cycle?
I know mine. I know when I ain't straight, I ain't even finna go nowhere. I be hoping my shit on the weekend.
Yeah, mine is I don't know, mine I done calm down a whole lot. Mine is leveling now. I don't even know what mine be doing.
Yeah. But mine
I
comes
think
like
mine messed
clockwork,
up
and I know 2 days before I'm gonna have an attitude, and I just don't have an attitude.
I think the shatters got to me.
Ah, why you say that?
I really do. I don't know, cause
Let
mine
me
just
throw it up,
it be throwed
man.
off. And I think having a baby 2 years ago too, my body is
Trying to figure that shit out.
still trying to process it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they say that postpartum shit lasts for like 2 years. Not saying that you're
Right.
sad, but just
No, just your
manager.
body trying to
Yeah,
regroup, and then don't be 38 and older.
that's why they
You
call
really
y'all
be
high risk.
yes. They don't tell you all that, and don't go to no doctor because they just gonna tell you, scare you, or maybe you got uterine
So they can
cancer,
take your uterus out.
and let us take a biopsy, ma'am. You is not gonna take no biopsy of nothing that I got going on up here. No, and they realize they're saying that when you get cancer tumors, that the hard tumor is your body's way of protecting the rest of your body. So when they go in and do biopsies and cut open the tumor, it causes it to spread.
That's what causes it to metastasize. Yeah.
Yeah, it causes it to spread. Your body's way of canceling it out is protecting the rest of your body is by encasing it. What you say, New York? The rule of thumb for men is 15 months. Everything is yes, yes, yes because they're crazy in a good way. 15
15
what month
months to do
cycle?
what?
Huh? That's what Facts Porcupine
I know
podcast wrote.
I see it, but I'm trying to figure out what they mean by 15 rule.
Men have a I think men have cycles too. Oh, so you all can get yourselves back in your homo path. They take stop blaming the body and help with the kids.
Y'all got a 15 months. The rule of thumb for men is 15 months for a woman to get herself back together and stop blaming the body and help with the kids. And then after that, we're back to normal. So y'all need 15 months after the baby is born. Is that what you saying? Or you saying that you give them 15 months to get that shit together?
I was straight after 15 months. Now it's 2 years and I'm
You
still,
ain't got to worry about me
I
because
don't
I
know.
ain't having no more anyway. It don't matter. I don't give a damn.
I'm not either. I don't want no more kids.
But I don't think you
Sweet
should
baby
put a
Jesus.
timeline on it though, because if you get them 15 months, what if you have a 15-month-old and then a newborn? That means you didn't get no break. You've been pregnant for however many years that is. So you should give more.
The woman's body is amazing, but it's also that neurodivergency changes your brain. Every time you have a baby, you get stupid.
Man. Or I ain't I don't think you get stupid, but
It's the brain
I
power.
do know that your brain it breaks itself down and then redirects some shit for you to be able
Yes.
to be like, okay, now I have to manage. Instead of maybe if you had 2 kids, now I gotta manage 2 people, and then now you had another one, now you gotta manage 3. That's a big ass difference.
I think that as a woman, you transfer that stuff to because my little baby's smart. She got all my smarts and my looks. I be looking so dried up and tired
You
sometimes.
just old now too.
I was like, oh, she got it all. Lord,
I just
she
think
got
that
it all.
as over time that you start to like you're gonna age. I don't think she sit here look
Yeah.
like anything like that.
Or
You age.
you age all of a sudden. Aging don't happen over time. That shit happen overnight. You wake up one day, be like, damn,
Yeah.
what the fuck? God damn, nigga, I might need some concealer under my eyes. Hold on, let me get a
I don't be caring.
little something to
I got some
cover up
soap for
these
your
little dark
ass and
circles.
some turmeric soap that'll get rid of that shit.
Okay. If you got a plan, not gonna be a second baby right after the 15 months, you gotta get that right. Or if you have to plan, you gotta knock out 2 in a row.
Sometimes planning don't. Sometimes you be raw dogging and get caught up in the moment.
Man, sometimes you be fucking.
So I get what you saying, but that's sometimes that's expectation. So what if your plan don't work? You gonna take a plan B? And what if the plan B don't work? What's plan C?
And plan Bs don't be working sometimes, baby.
So, but
Hello?
I'm reading what he said. She just said it now. If you make love, then you got control. But if you humping and bumping, then you know Nah, this if you make it love, then sometimes you don't get control. So I don't know how old is you.
Right. How old are you? If you humping and bumping it, you
Anyway,
know
it go.
what she
You
said. Then the
sometimes
baby,
this shit just be happening. So, but I get
and you
what
can be
you
making
saying.
love and
You have a plan. Look like you be on a timeline with everything, but that 15 months might not be enough time. Like what if she almost died doing childbirth? That's another way to change your brain. Like she might have some unexpected resentment towards the baby because I almost died. So
exactly.
this nigga said he 82, and my woman, I think she's 47. But now you being funny. Anyway, but yeah, I just think that, long as you find ways, I think, to deal with your certain as you call them, idiosyncrasies or neurodivergent
Mhm.
things, then I think there's always a way to come out of things. Even if you
Yeah.
might be mid psychosis, but if you know how your brain functions, then you can come out of that shit. Some people minds are strong
So, do
enough.
you think that you can? Do you think that people can be under spiritual psychosis?
I think so.
Because spiritual psychosis is something different too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people,
I,
when you get so set up in your belief system, like I said, from what you've been trained to believe, you when stuff don't be going out, when stuff be happening in life, I think you have your mindset on how it's supposed to
it'll
be.
break your
They can
brain.
mess you up.
Because
Yeah,
you trying so hard, but I think that's a form of control. Yeah,
control.
like you want things
Yeah,
to be a certain way so bad that it drives you crazy.
but religion and some spirituality is about control.
That's the spiritual psychosis because it's not happening how you think that it should happen. So then,
So basically, we should keep fluidity. So it sounds like to me, fluidity and is the key to
yes,
balance.
being able to just kind of go
Ebbs
with the
and
flow.
flows. Ebbs and
Yeah.
flows. Ups and downs.
For
The
me,
roller
what
coaster
I feel
ride.
like for me and maintaining being able to ebb and flow, I have to find me something to do. Like I
Yeah.
can't just sit and
You can't sit
fuck
idly.
no. Idle mind is not a good place for me. And I learned that a long time ago. Like I gotta find I have to find me something like I can sit and chill and be cool and calm or whatever. But
Yeah.
I have to do something to stimulate my brain, my mind. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I forget.
So you have to be
I
moving
don't
or on
have
the
to be
go, or
moving.
can
No,
you?
I just have to. Like I might can sit down and just and paint. I like
Do you think that? But do you think that's a trauma
yeah,
response?
I know it is.
To always feel like you have to be doing
I
something?
don't feel like I have to be doing something. I just know that
Or not have being able to have an idle
yeah,
mind?
not with the way. No, nigga, all them Gemini's in my fucking chart. No man. No. So I just know like that is something but that's something that I learned going to the when I went through that 12-step program is to keep me from overthinking shit. Just go find you something else to do. But when I read that book, Black Man Understanding of a Black Woman or whatever it's titled, and they was saying in that book
Mhm.
she talked about going and finding you for a lot of women instead of putting your focus on what somebody else is doing or whatever is happening. Go find you something to do.
Yeah. But aren't we wired as women? And I'm just asking questions. This is not personally geared towards you. But aren't women geared to always be concerned about other
That's
people?
how we're raised to think because you've been taught to be a nurturer. Oh, but some
Right.
women are
And
not.
or some of it's innately in
Yeah,
us to be nurturers because we have children.
that's what I was going to say. But some women don't be giving a damn either.
They don't. Some folk don't have that innately nurturing
But
genetics.
I think that is like what you said. I agree with it. But for me, I know that if I need to, hey, Cam, you need to go in there and find you something to do. That's me why I was in there cleaning out the kitchen, cleaning out the
But you know,
refrigerator.
that's the old school saying too, because that's what my mama say all the time. She be like, women need to find them something to do, get you some business instead of chasing them behind a man worried about what a man doing.
I don't even, well, mine don't even have to have nothing to do with them. Like I just think about shit and I be like, let me get out of there and go give me some business, find me something to do. But a lot of times,
Or
for a lot of times
you
for
what?
women, it do their thought process do be surrounded around men. Like a lot of women are so men focused that you really need to
Or
go outside and build your garden.
if you're not man focused, think about cranes in the sky.
All the other
Like
shit
she
that
wasn't
you be
talking about a
doing,
man.
yeah.
Yes, you do everything, but just
As
be still, just be.
yeah, because like we said,
Ju-
it's a gift in the
It's a
present.
learned behavior,
Yeah, I
huh?
said, and it's always a gift in the present.
Yeah. And
It
so a lot of times, once again, this is a trauma
it is
response by staying busy and always feeling like we have to do something. And I wonder if and it probably is just genetically in us, dating back to so-called slavery
right,
times or whatever people want to call it, because we've always never been able to just be idle. You know, it's always something that can be done. I know in my house growing up, I was always told it's something that can be done. Something.
right. And I have her. I grew up like that. Like my mom still don't be still to this day, but she I just think it's I don't know like it do be shit to do all the time, but sometimes if I can have a day where I'm like, I'm not doing shit today. And I don't do nothing. I just sit there
Yeah.
and just I might watch TV or I might just not do like I might read a book. I might, go in
Do
between.
you feel guilty after you
I
don't
have
do
learned
something?
not to,
Like,
but I used to. I used to feel
yeah.
guilty, especially if I knew I was procrastinating about something. As long as I'm not procrastinating on things that I know I need to do, I don't feel guilty about doing anything. But if it's something that I know I need to take care of and I'm not doing it just because I don't want to deal with it, then I feel guilty. But if I don't have something that's, what I'm saying, like really important that I need to take, hell no, I don't feel bad. Like shit, I go if I on the days like if I go and I pay my mortgage, I'm not doing shit else. Cause
Mhm.
I done that was a real big girl move, and I'm finna go sit down because I'm tired,
It's a small victory.
man. Cause I do you hear me? We got somewhere to stay for the next month.
Technically, you got 3 months. You got 90
Shit,
days. Make it 120
you hear
days.
me? So I'm just saying I was responsible, so I'm not doing
What?
nothing else.
Where we going?
Yeah.
Why are we going in the
But I think
kitchen? Yeah, I
that's
swear, y'all.
even if when you go through shit like losing your
Mhm.
shelter or your car breaking down consistently, all that shit is traumatizing.
Mhm.
So, mm-mm.
It is.
So,
Hmm?
well,
Yeah.
where we at? 8:51. We've been out here 49 minutes.
49 minutes. Yeah, buddy.
So, but
Yeah, I wasn't as focused tonight, y'all. We've been off for a couple weeks. We've been off for. I got to get back on my A game. I usually be in solitude at work.
we were at the house.
No, at the house with a baby,
Uh,
with a 2 year
two
old
year
that needs to be in the bed. Girl, this the
old.
only baby I ain't never. This the only baby I ain't never set up on no schedule. What you want to eat? Okay, and my other children. I know London was like, we had to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night.
But you also
I was like,
had a different schedule too, so that makes a difference.
yeah, I did have a different schedule
Yeah, you
when
ain't
I be
even the
with this little
same
baby.
person. Like you have been through. That's a form of neurodivergence.
It is.
So
There we go, y'all. That's that neurodiversity word.
yeah, I just think everything makes a difference in how your brain functions.
But neurodiversity is a good thing to
I
me.
don't think that is
If you think
bad
about it.
at all. I think everything that they labeled on there has an aspect about it that could be considered good. Like ADHD. You know how much shit ADHD people
Yeah.
do in one day?
It's so basically neurodiversity is a form of
It is a
expansion.
form of your brain. You think different than a neurotypical. I think neurodivergent people are cooler than neurotypical people because you know how to do
Well,
things that you
shit.
don't
Then
do.
ain't really nobody neurotypical.
No,
Then, if
it's some
we being
neurotypical
honest,
motherfuckers out there. Them shallow motherfuckers.
oh, them got that. They robots.
Man,
Then them the robots.
NPCs is neurotypical.
Well, they technically is not human. Then they are
I ain't
humanoid.
got nothing to do. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't.
Let
That
the
was
water
my
cook.
point. What I was trying to get to is like people try to make it seem like because you think different or your brain is wired differently that you are it's bad. Like no, it's not. Like take your I like to call them gifts. Take your gifts and use
Mhm.
them for advantages. Like I
So,
think you think different than somebody, so use that to your advantage. Like you know how to do things that
so
you
that's
didn't.
almost like the people. It made me think about the study where they did. Well, some people don't hear voices inside their head.
They just be sitting there and don't think about shit.
They just
I ain't never
they don't
been
think
one of
about
them
nothing.
people.
I ain't neither, but listen, no, this little Chinese lady was on there. She's like, yeah, I don't hear anything. Nobody talks to me. I don't have an inner
That's
dialogue. What in the
what
fuck
happened
do
to
you be
her.
doing?
That's
I don't know. She just said she's never had an inner dialogue with herself.
then that
She just
means you don't
always
have a
is just
higher consciousness.
exactly. And that was the question. Like, does she have do people that don't have an inner voice? And they
That
gave the
means you
number,
don't
but
have
some
no
people don't have.
soul.
Some people don't have an inner dialogue, and they just be there. And dude was like, "So you don't be thinking about nothing when you be sitting somewhere by yourself?" It's like, nope. I'm watch TV. I don't talk to myself in my head. I was like,
I talk
Lord,
to
this is the
myself in
weirdest
my
thing. Is
head
this
and out
real life?
loud.
I was like, is this real right? Sometimes I talk in my head and out loud and
I
answer
do too.
myself.
You got to. Who else gonna answer you if you don't?
I know, especially in the shower.
Oh yeah,
In the shower, I really be talking to myself and answering myself too.
yeah. As you should.
In real in
JMS
real
here.
life.
Hey JMS, who not the feds?
Hey, JMS.
But
We ain't seen you in a long time. Said we been down in
they
these
laugh because I said JMS is not the feds.
Jackson Madison's what we say, JMS Jackson Middle School. What's up, Jackson Middle School? J Town, we had to bite you to the J man.
Man, okay.
We had to bite you to Jackson,
Yeah.
Tennessee. See how we
Nigga, you
operate.
don't live in Jackson. Shut up. I do.
You can still get the Jackson
Baby.
experience.
I don't know how I do it. Nah, but anyway, so yeah, I just think that like different how your brain functions different from somebody else can be utilized to an advantage. I know, right? Yeah, we've been having life been life, and so but we about to get back consistent. Yeah,
Yeah, we gonna get consistent. We just this the beginning of the year. You know, the beginning of the year be a whole shit show. Trying to recover from the end of the year. Why they do us like
I
that?
don't know because people live falling in with the fucking program, trying to be
Why they do
neurotypical
us
when
like
your
that?
ass ain't.
With a whole setup. Me in London was at Walmart last. I was like, bro, this the same setup
Every
every
year,
season.
and it's
They put the
not. It's
same
running together faster and faster.
man. They put the same display. When January hit, they got all the workout shit, the blenders, the eat healthy shit, the weights,
Nah,
the
I be
workout.
want to kick all
It's
that shit over when they put the back to school shit out.
the same thing. Now they got the go work on your garden shit out.
That's what I need to get to because I'm finna get me one this year. The right at $8.99 for some blackberries, for some blueberries.
Okay. Listen, I'm finna give me about 4 chickens. I want a rooster and 3
You might
hens,
get
3
more
or
than
4
three
hens.
hens for that rooster. You might need to get about 6.
No, we ain't got space for 6. We gonna get 4.
Yeah,
He gonna have to make it work. But yeah, we finna do something different around here, I guess. No, I ain't gonna guess. We are.
yeah.
Let me give it a shot
Man, I
again.
can't get enough chickens because ISIS ain't gone.
I know my cats might not be going, but we gonna see. Hopefully my neighbors be going.
Well, my neighbors have
Hopefully one of my
2 roosters and dog cages on their porch, so I don't think they gonna care.
hey, them Mexicans be having them chickens. They chickens be roaming the streets,
I didn't
bruh.
want to say
They be
what they
having.
were. I'm not sure if they Mexican.
I'm sorry. I'm not being racist. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying they be
Stereotypically,
having chickens in the city. They be having chickens in the city.
mhm.
Okay.
Somebody had one up
I
on
wonder if they be.
Whitehall and it used to cock a doodle doo every morning.
I know mine used to cock a doodle doo at 4:45, 5 o'clock every morning,
Please,
and then he would go. They would go to sleep at 7:30. They woke up for the sun and went to sleep right before the sun went
that
down.
sound like
I said, "That's the good
half.
life. That's how you
I
supposed to."
think
That's what somebody told me that. Somebody told me that their grandfather told them, "You go to sleep with the sun, you wake up with the sun. That's how you live long." And their grandfather lived to be 90 something,
I feel
so they
like
might be
that's
right.
true.
It is, but we be stressed out
I don't
in
be.
having to
I'm
work
not.
and do.
I have been stressed out to the extent of neurodivergence. So I'm not doing that no more.
uh, go to sleep with the chickens, wake up with
I
the
just go to
chickens.
sleep when I get ready. It don't matter.
Exactly.
It could be
Well, it's
5
been good.
o'clock. If I'm going to bed, I tell them, hey, I'm finna go to bed.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like some grown people stuff right
It
there.
is.
But anyways, it's been real.
Uh,
I ain't got no words of advice. Only thing I'm gonna say is you live every day and you die
shut
once.
the fuck.
So you have a choice.
I'm gonna
The
read
choice
my
is
little
yours.
prayer. Then be out of the thing. Cause what? Nigga, you is 97. I am root of your root
Hey,
and soil of your soil, bone of your bone and blood of your blood. From the families of the Shanklin, Jones, Fuller, Meriwether, Curran, Johnson, Dotson, Johnson, Morgan, Davis, McNeil, Hill, and Crutchfield, we thank y'all for your guidance, protection, wisdom, and clarity. We understand, overstand, and understand the strength and power that's being provided to us. We accept the responsibility of the gifts passed down to us, and we walk in your strength and power today and every day, Ashe.
I say
Peace.
peace. I get out of this thing, girl. I ain't did it in so long. I forgot how to work
Again,
the power button at the top. Okay.
right. Bye, bye.